In this video I'm going to show how to replace the backup battery for an AT&T UVerse Optical Network Terminal, or ONT. The ONT is this device, usually located on the outside of your house, where the fiber optic cable that comes from AT&T meets the wiring in your home's interior. So you can see this conduit. This is where the fiber optic enters the ONT, and then from here, you can't see it, but it enters the house. The ONT has constant power provided from inside the house, but it's also got a battery backup that kicks in if the power fails. That battery backup is usually located inside the house, often inside a closet or a wiring panel. In my case, the panel's in my master closet. You'll know that the battery needs to be replaced if it starts beeping. So if you hear a beeping sound coming from your wiring panel, there's a good chance you've got a failing battery. Now let's go inside the house and look at the wiring panel and the backup battery, which we're going to replace. So now I'm in my closet ready to replace the battery. First step in replacing the battery is to remove the cover to the wiring panel. Some wiring panels have a door that swings open, others are held in place by screws. You can hear the beeping there from the battery. This particular wiring panel is held in place by screws. You can see two at the top, and then I've already removed the two screws at the bottom. So I just need to remove these two at the top with a screwdriver. You've got to hold the cover in place while you do this so it doesn't fall. Once the cover is removed, you can see the power supply here. It's plugged into an electrical outlet inside the panel, and this small white wire here runs to the ONT on the outside of the house to provide it power. If I have a power failure, the battery inside this power supply will kick in. You can see that there are lights on the side of the power supply that indicate that I've got a battery problem. So this red light here, it's hard to read the print, but it says replace battery. So that plus the beeping tells me the battery is bad. Now I just need to pull the cover off the power supply. You can do this with your hands, you don't need any tools. Now you can see the old battery here. Carefully pull off the two wires that go to the battery terminal. To do that, I need to slightly remove the battery and get to these two wires. And they just pull right off. There's a red and a black. You have to give it a little bit of force, but those wires pull off. And set the old battery aside. And you'll notice that the beeping has stopped, and now a new light is on. This red light says missing battery. It's interesting to note that the ONT will operate without this battery as long as your house has power. But if you do have a power failure, you'll no longer have any service. So it's a good idea to replace the battery and not just leave the power supply without a battery at all. So now I need to attach the new battery. This is my new battery. Found it on Amazon. I've included a link in the description of this video. So I placed the battery inside the shell and attached the two leads. Red to red and black to black. It should just slide right back in where the old one was. They should be exactly the same size, or else you'd have ordered the right battery. And then I replace the cover. And you can see now there is a green light next to system status. That means the battery is working well. None of the other lights are on and the beeping has stopped. Now I just need to place the power supply back into the panel. And replace the cover. I'll come back and tighten these with a screwdriver a little bit later. In my experience, these batteries last 2 or 3 years, so if you start hearing a beeping in a few years, it's probably time to replace that battery again. This concludes the video. Thanks for watching.